link. Tanto manca ancora 10 minuti. Hey babe. They cannot hear you on stream. Give me a second. There you go. I'm streaming, babe.
Okay. I will
You're
shut
live.
the fuck up then.
I mean, you can talk. We have like a couple minutes before. I would prefer if you talked in Italian, though.
Ok.
Abbiamo un paio di minuti, poi si inizia. Aspettiamo un po' che arrivi
Vai
la
a
gente.
fare l'intervista in Italia?
No,
in inglese?
l'intervista sarà in inglese, sì, sì, sì. Però sto aspettando che arrivino i ragazzi, sto aspettando un attimo. Tanto chiudo i video di Barbero. Ne ho 40 aperti.
Uh-huh.
Mettiamo un po' di musica. Cosa metto di musica? Street Fighter?
Oh.
Come l'altra volta. Coca-Cola, sì, Coca-Cola, Coca, casa e chiesa. Scuola. Con tutte quelle bollicine. Adesso metto il link in Park. Metto tuo problema. Voi la sentite bene la musica, ragazzi? Potrebbe essere perché c'era sia da una parte che aspetta un attimo, prova. Speak, amore.
Ok.
Mi muto sti speak.
Sound muted.
Allora, ragazzuoli, stiamo per iniziare. Quindi io direi di chiamare ShadyImpostor. I'm ready when you are. Che non credo sarà in... non credo sarà in webcam. Vedete, credo stia parlando su... Che poco vincerei per rivedere te. Ok, ragazzi, stiamo per iniziare, quindi switcherò in inglese. Eccoci qua. All right, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Let me grab my phone, 1 second, and then we can start. All right. I'm gonna ask the chat real quick. Can you hear him properly? It should be fine on the stream. What do you want as your picture? Do I put like a DJ doing a drive rush? Is that fine for you?
It's fine for me with DJ, any kind of DJ, even the worst image you could say, but yeah, I'm okay with that.
Do you prefer something else?
No, it can be this or even well, maybe not Discord one because I'm just using that just because I like his design, but no, it can be DJ. It
Okay.
can be a DJ one.
I'm gonna put the DJ one when he finishes level 3 that he has the finger up. It's I feel like it's funny. I'm gonna put that one.
Yeah, okay, that's fine with me.
All right. How are you?
Well, great.
Okay, that's good to hear. They're saying to put the rotating Polish cow. You know the song from the rapper. I don't know if
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Let's put the image. It's a little. There you go. Crazy picture to pick, but and we put it behind. All right. So let me tell you why I wanted to interview you. So first of all, thank you for allowing me. As we don't know each other, so you probably don't know this, but I'm Italian, and I was watching the tournament, Only the Best, right? And I noticed that while people know you as a player, they don't necessarily know you on a personal level, right? And I feel like that since you came to Italy so often for tournaments, it would be cool to have the Italian community know you a little better. And I would like to start with a fun fact about our countries that I like to tell people every time I meet them and I find out they are Polish, which is, did you know that our countries, both Italy and Poland, are the only countries in the world that mention each other, like another country, in their anthem?
Yes, I know because I've always been making a joke when I was usually attending Italian events that, well, at least we have in common that our national teams are mentioned in each other's team.
Nice.
And so I was always like making a joke out of this, or the worst one, which is regarding your tradition with pizza, as well, some of my people were always suggesting bringing a ketchup, and I was like, no, I want to live, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
So regarding anthems, yeah, I'm well aware of it because that was the first thing I actually realized when I look at your anthem.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, because in our anthem you are mentioned as a country. So yeah, that was a nice surprise for me on my first trip to Italy.
Yeah, it's something that like somehow a lot of people don't know, and I think it's very cool. Like I know there's like a really good relationship between Italy and Poland because of the fact that like, we help each other doing wars and stuff. So that's kind of nice. I just wanted to open with that because I think it's a little fun fact. But I'm glad that you did know it. So I would start with the first question then. How did your trip to Italy go?
Well, this year it went well. Well, as always, Napoli. Well, one of the cities I have been actually traveling most of the time, as OTB was held there after all, and well, Napoli didn't change at all.
Right.
Still a little bit of Asia, I would say, but I think it's a nice city. There were some problems, but yeah, it happened, so it doesn't matter for me right now. But everything was cool, and as always, I've enjoyed the city to the full of my time there.
Okay. How is how does it feel? Like the feeling of like an Italian city, how different is it from like a Poland city, like a Polish city?
Oh, well, the first thing is, well, the culture, the whole restaurants. Whenever I go into Italy, because, well, if I have to look back, there were only 4 cities I've been attending quite often, but one of them is actually Napoli. So it's usually just the cuisine that usually you go there and you could eat a very good pizza comparing to one you can get in Poland. Like in Poland, I'm gonna be honest, the best one you always get is like the fast American one
Right.
or specific ones which are not constantly Italian pizzas, although you can find Italian restaurants in Poland, but usually they are so much expensive. Well, just as the American ones. Uh, Unlike in Italy, like you go there and for you it's much better options to get there as they are not expensive.
Yeah. Right.
And second thing, well, language usually just always funny to hear Italians, as I really love hearing Italians talking, as this language is far more, how would I say, always more comfortable to hear rather than, for example, well, Spanish people. Yeah,
Yeah, we're very expressive.
which is why I always adore even hearing Italian, because in my opinion it's one of the pretty good languages to even learn and listen to, comparing to, well, for example, Spanish people. So yeah, I think that's those two things.
Okay. There's somebody in chat saying that I would have a heart attack seeing the highest rated pizzeria in their hometown in Poland. Now I'm interested to see like Polish pizza. I'm gonna be honest. Like I want to see that.
In Poland, it's usually as Janek said, because well, our pizzerias are so much. Well, there's a lot of calories inside that eating them is like sometimes as sometimes I'm not gonna say all the time. Sometimes a suicide, as you'll just eat half of it and you basically should stop eating it. So yeah,
Right.
I go with it. But in Poland there are also cheap ways to buy pizza, but usually those are just slice of pizza in bakeries, which are
Right.
I think the best options to even pick any kind of pizza rather than just the whole. Well, just the whole circle.
Right. What's your favorite pizza, man?
My favorite pizza?
Yeah.
Oh, I would say this, but you will hate me, so I will pick the second one.
No, you can say it. I don't hate anybody. You can. Is it pineapple?
No, actually, yes, but it's usually just like as I said, I'm not usually buying a pizza, as I'm usually just taking slice of pizza, pepperoni, the classic one, which
Right.
is in Poland pretty much common. But sometimes you just want a little bit of sweetness, and as we don't have any fast food options with sweetness, I'm usually just taking the pizza with pineapples, which in Poland is okay, I guess, but Italian would kill me for even asking that.
Yeah.
And even it's a funny thing because not this year, previous year, I was looking for this option in Napoli, and the funny thing is, I found it, but I had to pay $100 more for it.
What? Wait. What? You actually
Well,
you didn't pay for it though, right?
no, I didn't. I was just looking for it, and it was funny because I could buy margarita for like €5,
Yeah.
€6, something like this, and then I found the pineapple one, but it was costing like 50 to €100 more, like absurd money, and I was laughing as I know what's going to happen if I'm gonna ask for it. So it was actually one of the best experiences that I was surprised by myself because I was looking for it out of curiosity because, well, maybe it will happen and somehow happened. But if I would order it, I think it would be worst on behalf of myself and my wallet. So I
Yeah.
decided to not do this.
I mean, I feel like it would be pretty dangerous to ask for that pizza in Naples, and it would be dangerous.
Yeah, that's
And
why I decided to stop it.
yeah. Outside of pizza, did you try anything else, like food-wise, that you thought was really good in Italy? Like something that,
Well,
yeah,
gelato.
right, right,
Like the first one, but with gelato, it's actually usually was not a great idea since it was a well, pretty much hot weather. They were actually melting in my hands,
yeah,
so it was usually one of the worst ideas to do this as well. The weather was not giving an advantage of eating them unless you will go to the and sit somewhere in the cafe, but we were usually on the go,
yep,
so it was a terrible one. But also I was eating pastas like carbonara, for example.
right.
I think it's only carbonara I have eaten in the
Did
Napoli.
did you try any like pastry? Like, did you go to like a bar, get any pastries? Like, I know one that people love in Naples is Popella. I don't know if you've went to it.
With bakery, I usually try to skip. Well, I have skipped bakery mostly as yeah, I had options to eat bakery, but it was usually just a eat in breakfast, like they were giving you a well, I could say package like the typical breakfast with sausages, bread, cappuccino. Yeah, that's too
Right.
also. So I wasn't going directly to the bakery just to buy specific bakery products. Just by the way, during the breakfast, I was getting them. That's it.
Yep. Okay. Next up, I want to ask you. Since we're talking about food, what's the food that you miss the most when you leave Poland?
Oh, when I miss the Poland, it's
No,
kind of hard.
like when you leave Poland and you go to another country, be it for a tournament, for another reason, like for
Yeah,
leisure.
yeah, I get it. I get it. That's why it's funny for me because I never even felt homesick to my national food. Never. Like even when I went to my longest trip, which was 3 months in America, but it was back in time. It was like I never even thought about which food I'm missing. As basically, yeah, I could say, for example, schnitzel schabowy in Poland, but it's like I'm not missing that much. It's just like, yeah, it would be cool to eat it, but probably I can eat it in that country too. Although, for example, in Japan, when I was for 1 month, I couldn't eat that. But in Japan, you had a lot of better food to eat. So I
Yeah.
don't think I ever felt like, man, I'm missing some Polish food. like never.
Okay. That's interesting because, like, when you usually go to another country, there's like one food that you're like, oh, I kind of miss that after like eating like for like a couple of weeks.
The
Different
only
food.
thing I could be missing is just, oh man, would my guy regarding my diet will tell me about my life, miserable life, after going somewhere and telling me, you've eaten so much wrong stuff, and then you're going back to country, and he's telling me, you screwed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
They're
So I,
asking. They're asking about
so
Polish blood sausage. What about that one?
blood sausage? I don't think so. Although, I mean, yeah, sausages in as a well. I don't think blood sausage itself because I don't eat it pretty much often. Although I have eaten it like week ago just because I went to my family. But in terms of sausages, I wouldn't miss them. It's like, yeah, cool, but not very much interested in eating that a lot. Although they are good.
Okay. Okay. I hope that answered the question in chat. Somebody else is asking about. I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation here. Between which one you prefer between gnocchi and kopichka?
Kopytka.
Kopitka. Kopitka.
It's
Okay.
kopytka. It's pronounced kopytka, and yeah, I would say still kopytka. Like gnocchi is cool, but when I'm a Polish guy, I'm also thinking like kopytka tastes better. You can always put a great sauce on it with gnocchis. You can also do that, but I think it's like not as enjoyable as kopytka for me.
Okay. That's fine. I mean, it's your opinion. Like there's nothing wrong with it. Don't worry. I'm not gonna gouge your throat for it. All right. I'm gonna ask you the last question about Italy, and then we can start talking about the Street Fighter. What's like one flaw that you found of Italian? Is there like one thing that you go to Italy, you're like, yeah, Italians are great, but like there's this one thing that you cannot stand?
I don't think I could not instead with, well, like Italy itself, right?
Italians, more like the people there. Like, is there like thing like I don't know? Italians are very funny. They're I don't know. They're very welcoming, but they're too loud. For example, right? There is like one thing that like kind of bothers you when you go to Italy about
Actually,
Italians.
it's a hard question for me because it's hard for me to even note any bad situation I had with Italian people there.
Right.
Anyone, even the one. Well, I can't even name any problem. As with Italians, I had no problems even communicating. There was always option to talk in English. As well, I'm not speaking Italian, so obviously I will be needing ChatGPT, any kind of AI, or even translator just to make it quick.
Yeah.
There was never need of it, as most of the Italians were speaking English, so it was a breeze for me.
Okay. I know that you talked, for example, to Aldo. I don't know if you know who that is.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have talked a lot during
Yeah.
the OTB, so we know pretty much each other, especially outside of Street Fighter 6, of course.
Yeah. All right. Then let's start with the OTB. How did the tournament go? What did you think about the tournament? How did it go? You won, so I assume it went well.
Well, I think it went well. I just won the tournament.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah, I think it was okay.
It was okay.
It was okay. No need to brag about it. I just won a tournament.
Just
No,
wanted to-
I think it was amazing tournament itself. As of course, when it comes to the placement for Street Fighter 6, actually amazing experience, and also a great overall. I think the whole show, as I was thinking that I would not make it to the top 3. I had this in my mind when I was thinking about this tournament, especially when it was top 8. Although I just decided to be more concentrated, but that's just that was just my typical thinking one day before top 8, so I had to prepare myself mentally and in terms of tactics what I have to do in next day. But overall, OTB as each year, I think it's an amazing experience. I really loved how it was made, how it was held, especially when it comes to the schedule time for each tournament, as I had no problem with finding it, especially that I had amazing actually contact and communication with Bode, as we know each other, and well, I could say he was one of the person I was looking forward as a actually player, but for Street Fighter 6 obviously, but that's a funny story too, as I started looking at his achievements once when I were playing Tekken 7, but I'm no longer playing it, so that's another story.
How did you decide to come to OTB in the first place? Like, I know that you went to Redline, for example. I know that you went to OTB. But, like, how did you make the decision of, I'm going to Italy to play in a tournament from Poland? Like, it's a long way.
Well, you could say it's a long way, but when you look at the prices of the airline tickets, it was like, yeah, it's cheap. You just basically pay 20 euros for it, so it was like, you can do this. Why not?
Yeah.
So it's not so bad of deal, especially that it's like 2.5 an hour flight. So I think it was a rather smooth transition from Poland to Napoli. What else?
How did you decide to go to come to Italy though? Like, it's not like the most famous tournament, right?
It's my fourth time here on OTB, if I have to count correctly, because 3 times I got a trophy and 1 time I was there, but for Tekken 7, if I remember correctly, and mostly it was because due to the Tekken 7 people attending it, like Polish community attending Tekken events outside, and I was one of them, and I was interested actually in attending outside of Poland, as in Poland usually I wasn't attending offline pretty much, as I wasn't into tournaments, but I started to think about it once they actually invited me for OTB, my friends, and then I met Bode for the first time, if I remember correctly then. And it was a rather cool experience. So I've been actually noting all the tournaments in the whole Europe, like OTB. Like there was a Celtic Showdown, I remember, versus fighting. Many other events I was attending, and I wasn't even reaching a high place. I was just attending it just to get experience, to understand how it is. And then, I stopped going there just because I dropped Tekken 7 and started playing a little bit of Street Fighter 5, but only for online tournaments, as I wasn't interested in attending due to my job and my university stuff, because I wanted just to finish it and don't be actually focused on fighting games. But once the Street Fighter 6 came out, I was actually pretty much into it, so I just locked in.
Who did you play in Street Fighter 5?
In Street Fighter 5, at first, because it was one of my first fighting games, I think it was tournament in 2015, I was at the beginning in Season 1 playing Nash, but I was doing great, although it was my first fighting game, so it was okay. But the problem was I didn't have an internet connection. I couldn't even play online, and in Poland I couldn't find any players online, and I wasn't aware of Discord. Well, I think Discord wasn't even available by that time, although I'm not sure about it. But it was all about, yeah, you need an internet connection, you want to play, you need to know something, you need to find community, and I wasn't fully aware how to find them, and I didn't have internet by that time, so I simply just skipped it and was using usually just Facebook and well, friends from offline scene in Warsaw, but it was a Tekken scene, so I had to take make a decision, and I simply just switched games to Tekken because I had an option to play offline somewhere. As with online, I still wouldn't be able to play, but at least with offline, I could attend anything at all.
Okay. That's really interesting because I don't know if you know, but for example, Italy doesn't have a lot of locals for fighting games. There's mostly just the tournament in Naples. We have a couple locals. For example, there was one today in Milan, but other than that, we don't really have locals in Italy. So it's also a little complicated for us. All right. Are you gonna be there at the next red line?
I'm still waiting for the date to be confirmed.
Right.
I was even asking out of curiosity if there's already a date, locked in date for the next red line. Still, they didn't wanted to say it, but yeah, I hope they are gonna announce it soon. So I'm looking forward to it. But for now, I'm just waiting. But if it will be possible, I will come. If
Okay.
not, well, then I will just have to drop it. But who knows?
Okay, but you do want to go, so we will find. So
Yeah, wish to go back and get my first place again, like, because it was one of the tournaments where I also placed first place.
I know. So Rice can get his revenge.
Perhaps, I hope he's ready for Alex, although we don't know what will happen by then, as Arjun is coming, so maybe Arjun will be my main, who knows.
I'm thankful that you went into that, because the next question is about that. What do you think about the new season pass? What do you think about the new characters?
At first I was actually not hyped, not because it was actually pretty dull roster, because it's interesting, but the problem is how they shown all characters. As okay, you see this character just showing you know, CS2 knife doing some stuff on it, and you are like, okay, but what else she has other than this? Like, the promotion of those characters were so poor that I looked at them and I was like, okay, it's nothing interesting. You still don't know what they are doing, those characters, so why would you even buy this season pass if you don't know how they play at all?
Right.
Like, for example, if they would announce for example, I don't know, Vega, Balrog, I'm just gonna take big characters like those, I think should be in this season pass, then at least you would be like, okay, you have at least a little bit of hint that, okay, we know how Vega plays, so we know he will be playing like this, so you have some sort of information. Or even Tifa. Like, Tifa, I think it's like the best character in this pass, because, okay, I can just think about Final Fantasy Remake or the second game. I don't remember the name of it. The next one after the remake, the second part of it. At least you have some kind of knowledge that, okay, you have this character, she's a puncher, she uses kicks, of course, she has materia. Even the Japanese director said that she's going to be using materia as a magic special, so yeah, at least you have some sort of imagination that, okay, she will be playing like this, so you know something about her. But with Arjun, Jasmine, and Bosch, especially Bosch, I didn't even see anything there, a clue other than, okay, she has a knife. Arjun is using air, and he's also a homeless Ryu, because that was my first thought about him. And Bosch is using some sort of budgie.
I think Bosch is supposed to be like a mix of other characters plus Psycho Power. But I might be wrong here. This is how it was in World Tour, at least.
Which actually with Bosch maybe, but the first thing I was thinking of is just his stance, because he was fighting. Well, he was doing a stance which was hinting something that he might be using Budgie Kwan, fighting style, which was, in my first opinion, the only hint they gave about him. But still, it's like, okay, but he's going to probably have DP because he's going to be a new protagonist or face of the Street Fighter, probably. So
And he's look as they're saying in chat right now, and I'm gonna take this occasion to say hi to Iserman who just tuned in. Bosch is Luke's student, so
oh,
know,
that's also true. So he must he needs some kind of DP since he was learning from Luke. So yeah, that's actually true.
he's probably gonna have at least a DP, maybe a projectile, and he has psycho power. So it might be like a combo of like, I don't know, Ed and Luke, maybe, or Bison and Luke, something like that.
Actually, yeah, I think it will be interesting because he might have a projectile, although, well, it will be a spoiler for this world tour because they were showing him some sort that he could have this, but who knows, he might be a Shoto character without a projectile at all, but he will be having like projectile invincible moves, like maybe a real Tatsumaki, but who knows?
And
Still a mystery for me because I think it's like those three characters, in my opinion, went very poor, and you simply have to wait until the gameplay trailer to get any sort of information.
yep, we got the gameplay trailer for Yasmin the other day. Did you watch it?
Yes, I watched it.
What do you think about her? Yes, well, it looks like to be a lot of plus moves.
Yes, she will be. Well, I think the more aerial version of Kimberly, to be honest, as well. She has simply just a dive kick, a really good dive kick, but it will be. I think it will be working same as with Kimberly Run, but it's just like aerial move, and you will be skipping neutral by just doing this. So it's like a different version of Kimberly.
Okay.
But I still
And-
think it's cool,
yeah.
but it's like, okay, I think it's just another version of, yeah, Kimberly, or even when you look at it, it's like another version of Ibuki from Street Fighter V, because most of the stuff I've been seeing this in Street Fighter V as she kinda resembles Ibuki, but in other way.
Okay. Yeah, that's a fair assumption, yeah. What about Arjun? He looks to be like Dalsim plus maybe like a big body character.
Well, I'm always thinking he's going to be a Karnov. Always, whenever I think about Arjun, it's like, yeah, he's going to be a Karnov from Karnov Revenge. Like, there's no way they are going to make him different.
Okay.
But it's just like, funny thought, because I think he's going to be some sort of, I don't know, stable character being on the ground rather than whatever Karnov is in his game.
Right. Okay. Are you gonna play? I heard you were talking about Arjun earlier. Are you gonna play Arjun? Do you wanna try Arjun?
I'm gonna be testing him because after seeing his art, I think he is looking actually cool, but it all depends how it will be shown in the gameplay trailer, because gameplay trailer will be probably, well, announced during the Evo France. Well, maybe not the Evo France, because at Evo France, I think they are going to make a demo for this character there, because I think it's a close distance between the event and his release. So I would assume he's going to be there.
Okay.
But we'll see. Like, I'm still waiting for it. Like, he's the second character I'm interested in this season.
Yep.
The first one is Bosch, of course, but since Bosch is the last one, I just forgot that he even exists. As waiting 1 year for him is, in my opinion, kind of away. So I'm more. I'm waiting more for Arjun right now.
And Tifa.
Tifa, yes, but Tifa is on the third place, so.
Okay. Okay. What do you think about the game right now? How do you think the game is doing right now?
I think it's okay, but they still are not making nerfs for some characters. I think they should get, like, a long time ago. I'm not gonna be saying which characters, but usually just top tiers. Like you can find some specific stuff that could be easily nerfed, and in my opinion, that would be actually good for them because okay, they are not making other characters look like a joke. For example, as well, there's one actually character which I always hate just because she has everything and it's obvious who is she, but I'm not gonna say her name because I think that's just the mistake in my opinion that it has been like 1 year and a half I think and still we are I feel like I'm playing season 2.5, especially season 2.5 because it was a very much interesting patch for me because they reverted some DJ stuff and added new combos as he was heavily nerfed, too much nerfed, and gave him just a special art SA1 buff, which was meaningless because it was not giving him anything at all interesting. Like, yeah, hey, cool, you lost your BNBs in compensation, you just got a fancy level 1, which does nothing, but it's safe, so you can just spam it. But yeah, it's still not invisible. Who cares? Just spam it in neutral. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Like, I think that was ridiculous change in my opinion.
Okay.
Although it's same with Luke, but I think with Luke it was fair because he at least had a BNBs. He was only nerfed mostly because damage-wise and some specific scenarios, but DJ lost some BNBs and now he was forced to always go for 3 bars combos and he had always to spend, and comparing to other characters in my opinion he was heavily nerfed, although later they fixed that by adding OD sway, some additional options, so I'm not saying that anymore. So
What are you expecting from the new patch? Like, there's a patch coming in about a week now. What do you expect the patch is gonna be about?
I'm not. That's actually funny because there's a big thinking. Is it going to be as even people are saying this on social media, a nothing burger patch? Which I kind of agree with it because I'm not expecting anything from this patch. Although there's one thing I'm thinking of, as the only thing I care is the Alex changes, quality of life changes, because in my opinion he should get something nice. As well, there are some situations where I think Alex should get more benefits from doing them, but otherwise I think I'm just looking forward for any kind of nerfs to top tiers. Like I think this game heavily needs to nerf top tiers as a matter of fact, but not like, I don't know, the same way Bison got nerfed, but somehow he got reverted back in the same patch as how it was called. They shortened the distance of the pushback from the scissor kicks, but in order to compensate him, he has some kind of pushback there. Like that was the whole point of the change, which was, in my opinion, like the deduction. Like they wanted to nerf it, but they compensated it to be still viable.
Okay.
Or even with Mai, like Mai got some nerfs last time, and I was surprised because now Mai is not allowed to do OD fun nearby you, but it doesn't matter because she can just simply space you out and it's still a threat, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Do you... what side are you on? Are you on the side for throw loops are good or throw loops are bad? What do you think?
If you will be still in the... well, it depends on the character. I'm gonna be saying this, like, I'm not gonna be actually lying here. I want throw loops on DJ, but only because I think he deserves that, as you look at his assets and his normals. So I will be always saying he needs them, you know. You could say he doesn't need them, but I will be still thinking, yeah, he needs them, you know, he's a low tier after all. I will be saying that as a joke. Although I could be living without throw loops for him, or even add a specific condition as, okay, you need to drive rush in to get a specific frame advantage for that. I will be okay with that change, and even with other characters, because some characters I think also shouldn't have this, but it's like, I don't know, Mai, Ryu, other characters, I think they have a much better troll loop version because they can just get in and get out immediately, simply.
Right.
Just force you into a shimmy situation, which in my opinion are worse than DJ in the current situation, or even, I don't know, Jury, other characters which needs to do a commitment to the dash in, but they can just shimmy you after all.
Yeah.
Because they are so close, they will be always thrown, if you even delay throw there. So I think it depends on the scenarios. Like this scenario, in my opinion, is okay, but as I said, some characters, I think they have more favorable advantage there, as they don't even need to even dash in to get a throw loop. For example, Terry is like the easiest one, which I like, because usually you can just dash in and you are in the same situation as I described. But if you have a timing, you can just walk in and just throw them for free, or even go stop and or go back, and you will just initiate the shimmy situation where you can get somebody with this.
Right.
So I'm partially on both sides, but I'm okay with any kind of change. Like if they will nerf it, I will be okay with this, but due to how the game is actually played, I don't think they are going to change it at all, so I'm not even considering this to be happening in the future.
Okay. Are you happy with 4 characters per season pass?
Well, no, I'm not.
Do you want more per season pass?
I think it will be possible to make 6 characters per year, but I think it has been now in common that most of the season passes for most of the well-known games, like, well, maybe not all of them, because now when I looked at Fatal Fury, for example, they are actually releasing more characters. But when I look at Tekken, I think that even not to XKO, but this new game, Tokon Marvel, if I'm recalling its name correctly, the season pass has like 4 teams, but like you have this special number, 4 teams, 4 members, 4 characters, something like this. But I don't know, wait, there are only 4 characters also in the season pass, so okay, doesn't matter then. Because I thought it won't be like 4 teams, but now I see only 4 characters are in there, so 1 team only, so okay. So Marvel Token also. Or even the Guilty Gear Strive, I think it has also 4 characters.
Yeah, it's also 4 in Guilty Gear, yes.
So in my opinion, it's actually kinda too much. Well, maybe not terrible. It's like too much common now to see 4 characters per year, and the time of waiting for 1 character is very long, especially in Street Fighter 6, where you have to, when you know already that there's going to be a big gap during the autumn and winter phase, as you will be waiting for this third or third character, to be honest. So it all so I wish Capcom made something regarding it, that there will be 6 characters, but I think if this will happen, then maybe with a new edition of Street Fighter 6, like Street Fighter 6 Arcade Edition, Super Street Fighter 6, they might be doing it, or whatever edition they will make of. But I think it will be kind of hard for them, but who knows? I'm just not into it.
Okay. Do you want more patches? Like, currently we get 1 big patch and then 1 small patch a year. I'm saying big because that's how they call it, but you know what I mean.
With Street Fighter 6 in current situation, I think it's kind of terrible, because the big patch that was supposed to happen at the beginning of the Capcom Pro Tour announcement of this year was, in my opinion, small. Like, you look at it and it was kind of like nothing special. Like, I actually was happy with it, because okay, I see there was Alex releasing with this patch, I think. I'm not sure, but I would have to look there. But I think it was releasing with Alex, so I had all changes. I also had costume for DJ with him, so yeah, I was like, yeah, okay, I can dig it in. Whatever there is inside, there were some changes even for DJ, so it was nice, but I was expecting more nerfs for top tiers, but the only thing that was more nerf it was Akuma not being able to do the crouching like medium kick into adamant OD adamant fist. Like that was the worst nerf of this patch, I think.
What would you do to Alex? Like, you said that you want to see some changes to Alex from quality of life. What do you want for Alex in this patch?
Well, at first I would like more actually buttons to be his buttons to be a lot better, like in terms of frame advantage. That was the first thing I'm always thinking about him. More opportunities to make some small combos that rewards you with something, as there are situations when you want to do something, but you are some sort of limited. You are not even allowed to do the best button, of course, crouching heavy punch, which is understandable why it's not possible. But even without that button, you can't even do specific cancels with standing medium punch, crouching medium punch. You are usually just forced to make a jab conversion and try to do something with it. But in my opinion, they are like, okay, cool. And also, I don't know, maybe try to remove some stuff from his stance, because right now with Alex, I'm actually not very fond of his playstyle, as you're just going to Prowler stance and you just force a 50-50 all the time, because the first thing you are doing is like, okay, you go for an elbow, you go for a fake jump, you go for a stomp. You always have to force this 50-50 in neutral. Like sometimes you are more encouraged to use Prowler than going forward and, for example, doing the crouching medium patch check. Maybe try to chip out also with flash chop. Well, not flash chop, flash X. So I wish some stuff from his stance would be out of it, like, for example, Lariat, for example, as that would be cool. Although, yeah, I think the Lariat one, I think it would be nice to have a worse version of Lariat out of stance, with a different, of course, frame advantage. So you would still be encouraged to use the stance, but I think some of it should not be just hidden behind the Prowler stance. And I'm always thinking about why they even done that. I think same as even Problem X said last time I was talking with him, improving his anti-airs in terms of course his DP, knee drop.
Okay.
And I think that's it. Like, I could name some stuff, but those small stuffs are like just my suggestions. They could change it otherwise. Like, they probably gonna change some kind of frame data on neutral button, but otherwise I'm just curious what they are gonna change. Like maybe combo routes, maybe some sort of frame advantage, whatever they can do, so that Alex would have more better situation on meaty. Who knows? I'm just looking forward for any kind of change, because I'm still going to be playing this character.
Okay. Where did you pick Alex at OTB? Because we saw you play DJ in every single match, and then when the matchup against Ryu, played by Bryce, came up, you went on Alex. Is there like a reason for it?
Well, the reason was mostly just because against Ryu, I feel like Alex has a much better actually advantage than DJ, mostly because, well, I can force him to do stuff I want when I'm in the Prowler. Obviously, if Ryu knows it, then they can just simply just drive rush into me, and I'm forced to take gas instead of them forcing to gas. So that's actually a double-edged sword, which I don't like, but I think it's okay, because if somebody is not fully aware of it, then you can abuse that actually knowledge. So that was my first thought, to test my grounds as Alex. Since I had a better range buttons, whenever he was going for a dunking kick, I could be doing something with my normals, unlike DJ, because with DJ usually it's just like, okay, not able to punish donkey kicks, so I'm forced to use usually level 1, which is actually a rare case because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, so it's like 50-50. I'm not actually committed to that situation, or I'm scared to use that because one whiff and I could be dead. But when it comes to Alex, I think it's okay because, okay, I can punish him, I can take back my turn, I can force him to guess, especially since I have a command grab and I am agile fighter, since Alex can hop in, hop out.
Okay. Say hi to the new people in chat. Hi, Lupo. You talked briefly about Tokon when we were talking about decision passes. Have you tried the game? Have you tried the beta that is going on right now?
Tokon?
Yes, Marvel Tokon.
Sadly, no, and won't be probably testing the beta.
Okay.
I have tested this game already on two Evos or 3 Evos. I think 2 Evos. Once on Evo France last year, and this year on Evo Japan. I'm still not sold to this game, and I'm pretty much not interested into it.
Okay. Is it because you don't like Marvel or you don't like tag fighters?
Well, it's just I don't. Well, I simply just don't dig into the gameplay of the game, and I'm usually just playing 1 versus 1 games. I'm not into tag games or team versus.
Right. Okay. Okay. That's fair. So, I want to talk about the hot topic. The Italian community heard about the phone. What happened?
Yeah, yeah, the phone, the well-known phone. Well, I think I just got pickpocketed and I just lost it in Napoli. So yeah, that's the whole story.
Okay. So nothing like, you had like a weird encounter, you just didn't notice. That's what happened.
I just didn't notice. It was even funnier because it was like a 10-minute walk and it just happened like this, and I remember having it in my pocket, and well, I just lost it, and that's the best thing because all my friends were just behind me, so it must to be happened somewhere during the walk to the venue with them, and I
Right.
still don't know when.
Okay.
And I couldn't even find it, and the best thing, even we tried to call, it was already turned off. I couldn't even
Right.
call it, so I knew it already. That's okay. It's probably somebody stole it already, and I can't call it. So I had to block everything, and well, I had to go and print even my airplane ticket, but I made it out from Naples without a problem. But still, a rather terrible experience. But
Well-
yeah, it happened. Like it just happened. I have now new phone, so I don't really care about it. But yeah, still some pictures I have lost on it, so kind of bad. It just happened.
So, the Italian community found about this, right? When Aldo told us, right? Because he was there, and he told us that happened, and I thought that you could use like a little reparation for that, because why the fuck would you somebody steal your phone when you go to a tournament in Italy? Like it's such a terrible situation, and both me and other members of the community have started like putting a little bit of money that I already asked you, and you said you'd be fine with it. So I hope it's a little thing that can help you a little bit with the phone, because I know that the trip is expensive, the hotel is expensive, the food can be expensive.
That's actually okay, and I really appreciate that. But I think the whole thing with the phone is that I had to abandon one only trip, which should be happening now, but as we are doing now interview, it makes sense why I'm not there, because I was supposed to be attending EWC, but
Right.
as you know, I'm here, so I haven't
Right.
attended it, and that was the reason. Because not only it was not about the money, of course. It was more about I didn't have a phone. Even if I will go travel to Italy, well, not Italy, sorry, to France, I still need a phone. I need communication there, especially that I'm alone. That's even worse. And I could go and buy a simple phone, like typical low-end device, whatever I will find, just to get this. But I just decided that I'm going to buy the phone I want, the high-end, which I had previously. I don't care if I'm not going to attend it. That's just my decision, and just said, okay, I'm gonna just miss that. It just happens. I still haven't bought anything for EWC, but I just said, okay, that's the decision. It happened, so I had to pay a price. I'm not going there. I'm going to be looking for a phone in the meantime, and it's funny because I got my phone on Friday, and I'm using it since yesterday. So
Okay. What phone did you get?
I actually decided to buy the Samsung Galaxy S26.
Oh, like a good phone. Okay.
Yeah, because previous one was S24 Ultra. Also, this one is Ultra. So I decided that okay, I can just pay a little bit more for a newer version. But yeah, that's okay. I can live with that.
Okay.
I just decided to buy the new, actually good phone.
Right. All right. Does the chat have any more questions? I've asked mine. Is there any other question in chat? Somebody's asking you about what other games different from Street Fighter 6 will you play now or in the future?
Oh, actually, that one is, well, I'm not gonna say regarding Tokon I said, but if there are, I have to say about other games, I would say Virtua Fighter 6. I'm interested into this,
Right, yeah.
but only because my friend plays it and hyped me for this game. I like still the whole idea of the Virtua Fighter, but since the 5 is an old game, I was still looking for the Virtua Fighter 6, and looking at it, it looks promising. And also, I think from time to time I'm playing now Avatar, the fighting game,
Yeah.
just for fun. But I pretty much like it as it's pretty much basic for me, and I just enjoy it because I used to watch the show. Well, I watched the show actually in like a year ago and 2 years ago for Korra, so I'm very well aware of it.
Right, okay. So you're playing it more because you are a fan of the franchise more than because you want to play the fighting game?
Actually, no, I just see my character and I was like, he looks fun. I can learn some stuff with him, and it's Zahir, so I just told myself, I'm just buying this game because I can fly. There's no other reason. Like, I love playing my neutral, just going flight mode and just looking at you from above. Like, that was my first reason to buy this game. But then I picked Ozai, and also I play him, so yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, pretty much that was my first thing about buying this game, as I like actually the Avatar franchise, and just decided to support this game as the price of it. It's very much affordable and in my opinion worth it. Although it's missing some mods and you can feel it when you purchase the game, but I think it's still okay price for it.
I mean, it also just came out. Like, they're probably gonna fix some things, and every fighting game that comes out is a little rough around the edges at the very start.
Yeah, but there's missing like ranked mode. There are some missing some stuff like that. There's a replay interview. I think the position in the game. So there's still some things to be implemented. But so I would say it's like early access version of the game. But in my opinion, it's okay for this price, and I agree with those coming later. So I'm not saying anything.
Okay. And are you gonna be playing any other game that is in a fighting game?
I think only those two games. Like I'm
Okay.
still waiting for Virtua Fighter 6 and from time to time Avatar, but just only mostly for fun.
Okay. Visual Fighter 6 looks very interesting. It has like a really weird way of comboing from what I've seen. Like you don't have like full launchers. They're all based on like you hit the opponent while it's falling to the ground, correct?
Yes, it's based actually on the stagger system,
Yep.
which I'm actually I'm actually still learning Virtua Fighter, but in 5 I've learned some stuff that okay, there are some specific scenarios where you can just mini launch somebody, but the launch system is not like in the Tekken. It's pretty much more more actually depending on the character weight, because obviously on some characters you can do massive combos, but on a sumo fighter you can't do pretty much anything, so you have to do as quick as combo as you can. So I think that's actually a pretty much a big change in my opinion, as in Tekken usually it's always like okay, it's same launcher, same stuff. Some characters have specific hitboxes like burst, so you can do some additional combos which are giving you more combo damage, but I think they are not that sophisticated as in Virtua Fighter, in my opinion.
Okay. Okay. Right. That about concludes it for me. I am. I've asked you all the questions that I wanted to ask. So I'm just waiting to see if the other question. Okay, somebody's asking you, how do you prepare yourself for tournaments, like psychologically?
Well, first of all, in the first first day, I'm usually just concentrated on what I'm supposed to be doing as character, and don't play like on rankeds sometimes, because obviously when you play rankeds, you don't play same as on tournaments. You have to take a more safe approach, since this game is this game is not actually very much does not give you advantage when you are playing drastically. Like usually you see DJ players, of course, so that's actually funny thing always, as you can just do this as DJ, because one mistake and it will cost you a game, as DJ really pretty much depends on the drive meter, so you can't be doing drastic stuff as doing drive rush all the time, although that's the gold rule which you shouldn't be doing, but I'm still doing it as DJ has to do it, so that's actually the funny always theory, as you know, golden rule, don't overuse drive rush, but you still will be using it.
Yeah.
So that's actually always a funny folk, like okay, you are forced to play it normally the best way, so you won't risk, but you have to risk anyway.
Okay.
But of course, it's just like my usual folk when I'm playing online, because when you play offline, you can actually just play pretty much safe. Don't overuse some stuff, like for example, overusing crouching medium kick. That's maybe one of the great things on DJs, but some people on tournaments are pretty much punishing it for free, especially when you play against Ken. It's always like, okay, don't use crouching medium kick, or if you want to use it, then just go to the safe distance, or try to use more crouching light kicks or standing medium kicks more. Just go and play with other buttons than crouching medium kicks, unless you will notice that they are not punishing it. So it's more of a how would you say, a reconnaissance on player, what they are doing and how they are punishing you for this.
Okay.
So it's basically just getting as much information as you can versus some players, testing them out. If you notice patterns, you try to abuse it, trying to overcome them and find a gap so you could get the best outcome out of it.
Okay. So you have to download.
Yes. Well, just learning simply the patterns of opponent, especially offline, because the worst thing is you might not know how to play against specific players, so you have to play maximum actually safe, not overextend some stuff, although there are some stuff on DJ which you can abuse because maybe somebody does not have a knowledge check, like for example, in Mines 2 situation doing his target combo, which is safe on block, and you can abuse it to check if somebody knows even that can press it here. But those are just little situations which you can do this, but there are some scenarios where, for example, you are doing this typical sway situation, which I don't tend to use now, as in season 3, season 2, since some people are just simply jumping you over, because this is usually just the best counter against DJ, that if you are using sway a lot and you don't actually position correctly to use sway heavy kick, then you can just jump over him and you pretty much are getting a free cross up.
Right. So you just try things against the opponent, like little by little, figure out what they know, what they don't know, and then try to abuse their weaknesses, pretty much. That's how you play.
Yes, especially
Okay.
as DJ, since, well, you have to work on it, as that's actually his advantage, to be unpredictable, and DJ is specialist in this, as you can abuse some situation or even do nothing and just wait for opponent reactions. Like for example, as I said, with jumpings, that's the first thing, but some players are even doing raw drive rush because they are trying to read your sway, so you can just wait and then react to it accordingly with your button. So you are forcing them to take a decision. And if you are seeing this, you can start then playing with them and trying to get more advantage, or make them believe that they have to play actually honest with you. They will be defending, trying to play safe as possible, so you can then go and start your pressure, like doing the grabs, doing the buttons.
Okay.
Or even doing shimmies. So I think that's actually a cool thing. I'm always saying regarding DJ that he's forcing you to take a guess, but I'm also working on trying to make opponent take an action and overcome it, because DJ can comprehend each of them, unless he's making some situation like, for example, sway or any other actions which are not simply just staying idle and defending in crouch, for example.
Okay. There's another question, which is, what do you think about the division of your CPT? Like, is it playable enough online against the Greek, against the Norwegian players?
For CPT, I think it's
Yes.
okay, as I don't have anything regarding Greece players. Although, of course, since the range is not actually in favor, but I think that it's cool to play versus them. It's possible. I'm not saying anything regarding them, unless we are going to be talking about, of course, the Turkey or Israel players, because in other tournaments they were allowed to be in EU group, and I was surprised why they are even here.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
it's
like
not
they're saying, for example, in Street Fighter 5, the Turkey was in your region CPT, right?
in 5. I don't think so. I'm not even I don't even remember any Turkey player to be in Street Fighter 5 playing with us.
Okay.
I think it was just only EU East, because there was Russia before, but since there was an accident, of course, with Ukraine and Russia,
Yeah.
they were excluded, of course, from CPT. So EU East, the last one, was kind of a breeze for our region because not many players were there. But it changed with another year, Street Fighter 6 actually. The first one was. EU East was added with Nordic regions to play each other. Also, I think the Greece. So yeah.
Okay. Right. I feel like that about sums it up. Thank you for letting be interviewed. I think it was a pretty nice talk that we had there. Do you have anybody that you would like to raid with the viewers that are currently on the stream?
To who? Well, looking at now at players, I think it would be okay to. Well, I see Xerna actually live, so why not to rate him?
Okay, let's rate Xerna. Sure. Do you have the channel that you can send me real quick so I can?
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I have it. I will send it, and I think that's will be all. Unless there are more questions from audience from chat.
No, I don't think there are more questions from chat. There's also the fact that a lot of Italians right now are at the local in Milan, so a lot of them are like following, not necessarily like chatting.
Okay.
All right, let me rate Xerna. There you go.
Okay.
All right. Thank you again, Shady. It was a really nice talk.
Big pleasure to be in this interview.
Thank you very much. Bye, everybody. I hope it was as fun for you as it was for me and him. And I hope to see you on the next interview. Bye bye.
See y'all.